Coming up on Local News 8 at noon, Catholics celebrating around the world as a new pope is elected.
Plus, Bannock County Courthouse opens again after months of construction. We're going to show you what they've done.
And big changes coming to Mormon Row in Grand Teton National Park.
Local News 8 at noon is live on your TV. Come on down.
Live from your news leader. Local News 8 at noon starts now.
Habemus Papam.
We have a new pope. White smoke from the Sistine Chapel as a new pope, yes, is elected. That white smoke signal came in at about 10 a.m. just today. The announcement of who the pope was came just about an hour ago. Lots of excitement all across the world. Continues this afternoon. Thanks for choosing to spend your lunch hour with us here. I'm Kailey Galaviz.
And I'm Jeff Roper. Under sunshine and blue skies and a beautiful day and some excitement at the Vatican today. And we're going to have more on that as we continue here this noon. But text floating from everybody, and he's from Chicago.
That's right, he is. Robert Prevost. He put on the white papal robes for the first time just this morning. Rebecca Castor has more from Rome.
The College of Cardinals has spoken, selecting a new pope after several rounds of voting.
We have a pope.
White smoke emerging from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, a long-awaited signal that sent waves of jubilation through the massive crowd packed into St. Peter's Square. After much anticipation, the faithful finally received the news they've been waiting for, the election of the 267th pontiff.
I came just to see the smoke.
This a welcome sight after tens of thousands of faithful witnessed several rounds of black smoke rising into the Roman sky, each signifying the 133 voting cardinals had not chosen a new pope, but now they have their new leader.
They are saying that they are choosing the person that they think is more prepared and that the church needs in this very moment.
Now there's little time to celebrate inside the Vatican. The new head of the Catholic Church begins his duties immediately. In Rome, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Cardinal Robert Prevost is the first American pope ever elected. He has chosen the name Pope Leo XIV.
And we will have some local reaction to this revelation today from a local priest and some local members of our community, too.
Now, how about some local weather?
You know, that's what I specialize in around here. It is beautiful. It is bright. Today is an award-winning day. If we give out awards for weather, I know you would take probably yesterday, today, and on into the weekend. Don't take it for granted. Things are clear right now. This is Idaho Falls with that blue sky and a little breeze. Now, I'm not going to deny you this, but there is some wind around, and we're seeing that out of the south and the west at about 11 miles an hour. It's 71 right now with sunshine, and it may feel a little warmer than that the longer you stay out there. But that air conditioning is going to come in handy, especially as we get into the weekend. We're tracking this, getting ready to turn up the AC, and I'm not sure what your magic number is, but you probably need to discuss that in the house before somebody walks in and goes, why are you running the air conditioning? It's not like we just won on the Price is Right or something, and we got lots of money. It will be warm into the afternoon. It's going to be into the mid-70s by drive time, and we might see some isolated showers and storms begin to pop up, especially for the upper highlands. I am tracking that. Michael will be too as we get into the day today, and you can do the same on our KIFI First Alert weather app. Here's what's happening.
2 teens facing charges after a wild police chase through Bonneville County. Early Wednesday morning, deputies tried to pull over a speeding pickup truck with only one working headlight.
Philip Willis takes us through what happened.
The pickup ran the red light at Beach's Corner and continued south on Ammon Road. The deputies and officers gave chase through a construction zone before the truck turned west onto Iona Road. The pickup attempted to evade its pursuers by driving through yards and residential properties. A deputy near 25th East and Iona briefly got right behind the truck, but broke off after a short distance when the vehicle became more reckless. The truck then turned back towards Beach's Corner and turned again down the path it had already taken, this time with its headlights off. Officers saw the pickup turn into a neighborhood near Rocky Mountain Middle School. A deputy and Idaho State Police officer located the pickup at Meadow Creek Townhomes. The pickup flew toward the patrol cars, damaging a garage and some other property as it busted through the blockade. Another deputy attempted to ram the truck, but was unsuccessful in stopping the truck from escaping the neighborhood. The pickup returned the way it had come, back up Ammon Road. While traveling through the construction zone, which normally has a speed limit of 25 miles an hour, the truck hit speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour, blowing through lights and intersections. The truck continued on North Yellowstone, eventually attempting to turn onto Rowe Lane. The truck failed to make the turn, and you can see where the pickup laid the grass flat as it drove straight into a canal. It was at this point that deputies and officers were able to take the 13-year-old female driver and her 15-year-old companion into custody.
And so we're happy to get it stopped with no injuries. Even though there's damage to vehicles, we'd rather have that than damage to people. And that there was a very high likelihood that that could have happened given the driving behavior that they were observing.
Now, the 15-year-old boy was released to his parents and is facing potential charges related to the theft of the pickup.
The girl was taken to a detention center in Idaho Falls and is booked for 2 felony counts of aggravated battery and felony eluding. She also has a misdemeanor charge for leaving the scene of an accident and one for joyriding.
In other news, a woman is in the hospital after her car went off a cliff near the Snake River in American Falls.
This is a story that we're still investigating. The wreck was spotted early yesterday morning by someone passing by in a boat just below Massacre Rocks State Park. Now, if you know where that is, that's an isolated area. Several agencies had to team up, take a look, to get her safe. And she was eventually rescued and flown to the hospital. The crash is still under investigation.
Brian Kohberger's immediate family will be allowed to stay in the courtroom during his trial, even though they may be called as witnesses.
A judge has ruled their testimony is expected to be limited and not influenced by what others say in court. The court says their presence doesn't interfere with the fairness of the case. Kohberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022. His trial will begin in August. Now to an update on the trailer fire in Archer. Firefighters still investigating after one home was destroyed and another damaged.
That's right. Neighbors had to be evacuated as flames quickly spread. But by the time crews arrived, the first trailer was fully engulfed in flames. Take a look at these photos we have here for you. Neighbors even trying to use garden hoses to stop this fire from spreading.
The total damage between the 2 trailers is around $100,000.
Now to a warning coming from Idaho Falls School District 91 after a dangerous trend went viral on TikTok.
Students across the country have been putting metal objects into USB ports on school devices like iPads, and they're trying to start fires or cause damage. Local schools are warning parents, talk to your kids about how serious and dangerous this is. In a letter to parents, D91 says students caught doing this could be on the hook for the cost of the device, face school discipline, and even criminal charges. New at noon, the Bannock County has finished their courthouse remodel. The block of North 6th Avenue between East Clark and Center Streets is now open as a parking lot. The elections office added an ADA ramp to the main entrance, and the courthouse's ADA entrance was expanded. And the courthouse also updated its security and weapons detection systems. All the courthouse entrances and parking are open as usual. A ribbon cutting ceremony is set for next Friday at 12 noon.
And we've got some big updates to Pocatello's parks and infrastructure that might actually be on hold for now.
The EPA pulled a $16.4 million grant from the Portneuf River Vision Group this week. The funding was meant for projects like new sewer lines in South Pocatello and stormwater improvements in city parks. The group says it's saddened by the decision and that all that remains and already used funds are going to be returned.
New at noon, Grand Teton National Park announces plans to improve Mormon Row.
They say these improvements will make Mormon Row safer and more accessible for visitors. The National Park Service is adding a pedestrian and cycling only area, more parking, more signs, and a visitor building and restrooms.
Now, some of the work will start this summer, but most of the work is going to happen in 2026.
New at the Museum of Idaho. Get ready to come face to face with real mummies.
Yeah, the Museum of Idaho is bringing in Mummies of the World. The exhibition opening May 31st. It's one of the largest collections of real mummies and artifacts ever assembled. The exhibit will run May 31st through January 4th of 2026.
You could wake the dead. New at noon. The Idaho Falls Symphony Youth Orchestra having their spring concert tonight. 3 groups will perform at the Frontier Center for the Performing Arts in Idaho Falls. The concert starts at 7:30 and it's free to the public.
And they've got cool themes that they're showing off, so it's definitely going to be a sight to see for sure.
If you like good music, you should go.
Totally.
One Idaho Falls woman looking to win big on The Price is Right. She's going to come on down when we come back.
My gogoodness.
Changed
hey.
a lot, yeah.
Right from The Price is Right down to our studio, we've got Kathy Skelton joining us live to talk about her time on the show this morning. Kathy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are so happy you're here. So you were on The Price is Right, just aired a couple hours ago.
I know.
Yes, I was.
That was what was that like? Tell us how you got into this.
Well, you know, it's been a lifelong dream. So I finally decided. I went on The Price is Right back in January, and I decided, it said get tickets. And so I got tickets for the 3rd, and then I got tickets for the 27th and the 28th of February.
Oh, wow.
So I went to LA twice, and I got on the 3rd taping, and happened to win.
So what's the trick to getting them to pick you to be on the show?
You know, it's actually diverse. You figure only 9 people get picked per show.
Right.
And so you just...
Cross your fingers.
You just cross your fingers. You have to act kooky as you can and crazy. And you just have a lot of fun.
Got to stand out. So tell us about Drew Carey. What was it like being around
Drew
him?
Carey is amazing.
Yeah.
He's just normal people like you and I. He is amazing. During the commercials, he visits and tells stories.
Yeah.
So he's wonderful.
See, here you are. We were watching in the newsroom today, and it was so exciting to see you win, and I knew you were going to win. What did you win? A scuba set?
I did. I won scuba diving.
And that's what I said. Here you are winning.
I couldn't believe it. I was shocked.
Kathy, are you going to use that in the Snake River?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I think I'm going to size it up for my son.
Yeah.
And his wife.
We got to play the shell game.
So I got to play the shell game.
That's one of the oldest games on there.
Okay, so explain to me what the shell game is.
Okay, the shell game, it was offering a trip to Florida. Look at me.
Oh my God.
Look at me. I have never been past Utah for the East Coast.
Never? Oh my goodness.
No.
She's going to Florida.
And so I'm going to Florida at the Hilton Spa. Breakfast included. It's got its own beach.
She's getting spoiled.
What's your favorite game on the show?
She deserves
I know the
it.
shell game's a winner for you, but what else?
Probably Plinko.
Plinko and the Himalayan.
Oh, yeah, the Himalayan at $25. Yeah.
She's seen every single episode.
Oh,
Pretty much.
You bet I have. You bet I have. I know every game.
Every single game. She has studied this and made it her life's mission to be on the show.
I did.
And you manifested that. You made it happen. Congratulations. We are so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Now, the first time we called you, you were a little suspicious because you're getting famous.
I was suspicious.
But we knew something you didn't know, and that you were a winner.
We weren't going to get you in trouble. We weren't going to do that to her.
I thank you so much for that.
I appreciate you zipping back from L.A. so quickly to be on Local News 8 at noon.
Well, that's no problem at all. I sure appreciate you, Jeff.
Appreciate you watching.
Of course, we appreciate you. Yes. So glad you're here, and have fun in Florida.
I will.
Go ahead, say the magic word.
All right. Definitely watch your mental health and spay and neuter your animals.
There you go. You have it. You heard it here, folks.
I was thinking come on down, but that word
come on down. Hey.
Kathy, thank you so much.
All right, we're going to talk about the weather coming up. The temperatures will be going straight up here, not higher or lower, exactly on. We're in the 70s to start lunchtime. Come on back after this.
And now your first alert weather.
Hey, it's going to be a beautiful afternoon around here, and we got some more exciting things to talk to you about here. We've got some sunshine, and things are going to be very Chamber of Commerce-y around here. It's going to be bright and nice. This is the kind of weather that really fools a lot of people. This is fake spring number 8. Is that what we're on? There'll be some isolated afternoon shower chances. They're going to cruise into the upper highlands, and we've got some summer-like temperatures. Now, Mother's Day, there is a late storm chance, especially if you don't get her a $1,000 gift. This is what I've heard. That door's not going to shut. It never has. Never will.
You got it to shut?
No, but you have to slam it and stuff. See, it won't work. She's trying to shut the door because all of these people now want to come in here and be on The rope is right because I got the weather. Yeah, we ought to start our own game show up here. I'm convinced of it. Boy, wasn't she energetic? Doesn't that make you feel good when other people have great things happen?
Yes, I love it.
So I'm so happy for her. And she gets a snorkel. It's going to be in the mid-70s. You see how they planned that, though? She's going to Florida, but she wants a snorkel. It's called pre-producing. See, mid-70s into the afternoon around here, and we may pop that shower or storm. We're going to fall off of those temperatures into the night, and things will still be retaining the heat. The winds out of the southwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. The wind gusts have exceeded 10, and we're on up to about 11 or 14 into Island Park and Soda Springs. And we'll see some sunshine here for the rest of the afternoon. Breezes out of the southwest at about 7. It's going to be bright. We'll pop 65 into Jackson, 68 in Driggs, and 72 into Arco, and about 78 into Pocatello, 68 into Soda, and 69 into Maggie. They're pushing 80 for the afternoon into Boise. The future track winds on into the afternoon with an isolated thunderstorm chance. Yeah, we may see some real gusts around here, and things are going to pick up too with the heat of the day and more interaction for tomorrow afternoon with a few clouds. We'll see another shower chance probably on into Saturday, and that's when the winds begin to grow again, and into Saturday evening there may be another storm chance that begins to ricochet off of those hills. So for the afternoon, mid-70s, closer to 78 into Pocatello, 65 into Jackson, and 68 on into Soda. Here's the future track hour by hour, and I'll isolate this at 4 o'clock, warmer, and you start to see these shower chances bubble up like popcorn showers, and they'll push across Island Park and into the parks. And again, we get on into Saturday and more of the same here, but tomorrow will be brisk. Now, Saturday, the warm winds, a little precursor as to what's ahead with those late day shower chances and bubbling up on into the latter part of Mother's Day. Into Salmon, you're kind of out of the fray for this. You will see the winds pick up with more storm chances into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And look at this major drop in temperatures. We're going to be in the upper 70s to right around local news 88 degrees on Saturday. We fall off of that with storm chances, and we get back into the 30s overnight. For Jackson, upper 60s to around 72 into western Wyoming. The warm breezes begin to pick up. I can hear you typing over there. And are you ordering something off of the internet?
How did you know?
Yeah, okay. It's going to be in the mid-50s for Tuesday and chilly for Wednesday. You got those long nails over there. You're making too much money. 70.
I don't even have nails.
Yeah, you do.
No,
I hear them
don't.
clicking on that board over there. 78, and so do the people at home. It's like Jeff is typing while he's on this screen. It's going to be, you want to do this? You can do this. 82, and then warming on up to 87. People are going, I better walk away from this before it looks bad. We're going to cool down on into Monday. We take a major dive in temperatures into the 50s and 60s for Pocatello. Idaho Falls, mid-70s and brighter on into Friday, about 80 degrees, 84 for Saturday. And then we put the bounce on that hot weather and things drop into the 50s with lows in the 40s. Again, major temperature swing, so don't go planting anything just yet. Happy birthday today to Gabby from Wyoming. She is 6, and that horse is probably 14 hands.
We've got Nancy from Georgetown. She is 60 today, and she got to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Hey, Dylan Storick from IF is 10 years old today. And Megan from Salmon is turning 47, watching the mighty Big 8. Mike and Dana Bonney have been married for 43 years, Kailey,
and they've never had a fight.
Unbelievable.
We love to see it, and we love to celebrate. So scan this QR code to participate. Well, earlier this week, we introduced you to Tim Ranke. He's a PGA golf pro that just retired at Pinecrest Golf Course.
Tim was kind enough to allow us to come over and get some lessons, but there were some hiccups when we shot this piece.
Oh! You know what a half swing is?
How's your noggin, Jeff?
Oh, and then Kailey, this is your first time golfing. You got the outfit for it. And then there's Hack Roper. Yeah.
That thing fly.
Yeah, and then Maggie, who hit me in the head, first time playing golf. Now, tomorrow morning on Local News 8, when you wake up with us starting at 5, we'll take you behind the scenes with Tim and his teaching technique, and we'll discover just how well you girls did.
I'm pretty impressed, and I finally learned the golf grip, the finger and the pinky, and you grip it. Bam. This feels so awkward, though. I didn't know how I was going to do, but clearly, I made contact. For the first time.
Yeah, so did Maggie on my head.
Oop.
Coming up in our next half hour, we have a new pope, and we've got details on this new leader for the Catholic Church, a first in history.
Live from your news leader, Local News 8 at noon starts now.
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for spending your lunch hour with us. We've got some good news to tell you about. White smoke from the Sistine Chapel came in just this morning. That means a new pope has been elected. This was them making the announcement. The smoke signal came in just about 10 a.m. this morning, and we didn't hear the new pope actually was until about 11 o'clock this morning. We've had our eyes on the Vatican all morning long, just tracking this exciting news.
It was interesting as they announced at the Vatican that Cardinal Robert Prevost will put on that white robe for the very first time, that many Americans in the crowd were feeling a sense of patriotism.
And shock.
And they were surprised too. Rebecca Castor has more from Rome.
The College of Cardinals has spoken, selecting a new pope after several rounds of voting.
We have a pope.
White smoke emerging from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel, a long-awaited signal that sent waves of jubilation through the massive crowd packed into St. Peter's Square. After much anticipation, the faithful finally received the news they've been waiting for, the election of the 267th pontiff.
I came just to see the smoke.
This a welcome sight after tens of thousands of faithful witnessed several rounds of black smoke rising into the Roman sky, each signifying the 133 voting cardinals had not chosen a new pope, but now they have their new leader.
They are saying that they are choosing the person that they think is more prepared and that the church needs in this very moment.
Now there's little time to celebrate inside the Vatican. The new head of the Catholic Church begins his duties immediately. In Rome, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Now, Cardinal Robert Prevost is the first American pope ever elected. He has chosen the name Pope Leo XIV. And we've got Father Francisco Flores from Pope St. John Paul II Parish in Idaho Falls, here to talk about this election.
Father, your face is hurting from smiling so much.
My face is hurting, so is my brain, just trying to let this settle in.
First American, what are you feeling?
It's incredible. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's been about an hour and a half. It happened so quickly. Everybody knew the prevailing wisdom was that it would not be an American. And here we get this American.
And there was a lot of people suspecting that his secretary that would take over, or I don't know, I can't remember. From Italy.
The Secretary of State.
Yeah, yes, that he would become pope.
There was a lot of what they call papabiles.
Yeah.
Possibilities, and this man was not on any major list that I saw anyways.
Craziness.
Yeah. So 35 to 40% of the Catholic population is under the age of 30.
Yeah.
What is this going to do for the Catholic Church?
Well, first of all, it's going to capture everybody's attention, and that's a very good thing. And then hopefully he'll be able to inspire people and lead people in the way that he's going to be Pope. And really call young people to holiness, to follow Christ, which is what it's all about.
That's right. And so 4 voting sessions it took. Is that how long it takes?
I don't think that's normal. I think the last time it was only 4 was for Pope Benedict XVI.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so it was quick. It was very quick.
Yeah, wow, that is so
fast. Now, what is the significance of the name that he chose?
Well, that's a very good question. So they do a tip the hat, if you will, to the previous Pope with that name. Pope Leo XIII, he died in 1903. He was really big into human rights. It was right after the Industrial Revolution, and he spoke about the importance of people over industry, over money, over work. And so I wonder, why did he choose that name? He's got to do something related to that. Yeah.
Oh, so you're trying to relate it then.
Yes, and then plus during the time of Leo XIII, America was still a young country, and a lot of churches were being established, including the church here in Idaho was established by his predecessor in name, Leo XIII, in 1890.
So are there any plans locally for any type of celebration? Anything you can tell us that's happening?
Well, at Mass, the big thing, we can now pray for a Pope. So we prayed for Pope Francis. He died. We didn't pray for a Pope. And now beginning, we have Mass this evening. We'll be able to pray for Pope Leo XIV.
So exciting. We are so happy for you guys.
It's very exciting. Thank you. It's very exciting.
And because he's from Chicago, I have a feeling pizza's going to have a resurgence.
I think you're right.
I'm sure tourism will be up as well in that part of the country.
Yeah.
Well, good news for everybody, and especially for Catholics around the world.
Yeah, we're very excited. It's exciting to have a Pope. We need to have a Pope, so we're so happy to have one. and an American to boot. So we're thrilled.
Well, Father Flores, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon
welcome.
and telling
When is the
us
next
more.
Mass?
Tonight at 7.
Okay,
Tonight at
there you
7.
go.
In
See
Spanish.
you there.
In
Ooh,
Spanish.
in Spanish.
See, you should go. Become bilingual.
Yes.
All right, Jeff, let's check the weather now.
All right, we got some wild weather swings around here as we get into the backyard. It is blue. Hi there. Hello. No, come back. We need to say hey. You got caught in front of the weather camera. What is your name, ma'am?
Giselle.
Hey, Giselle, and you're doing social media
Yeah,
for
she really
Father?
got on there.
Communication director.
She's a communication weather for the parish. All right, well, there, you've been on live National Idaho. It's almost
Sorry, we
like
caught you.
It's almost like confession, but not really. All right, but everybody saw you. Blackfoot's rest area right now with some blue sky. It's a wonderful day for friends that are celebrating. We've got about 72 degrees right now. It is bright in Pocatello, and everybody is welcome here at Local News 8. We love it when people come to visit. It's been a pretty good day so far. Warming up around here, and the temps are going to be tracking into the mid to upper 70s for the afternoon. Thank you, Father, for coming by. We will have more on the warmth for Mother's Day. That's coming up on Local News 8 at noon.
Now we're checking our other top stories this half hour. 2 teens facing charges after a wild police chase through Bonneville County. Early Wednesday morning, deputies tried to pull over a speeding pickup truck with only one working headlight.
Philip Willis takes us through what happened.
The pickup ran the red light at Beach's Corner and continued south on Ammon Road. The deputies and officers gave chase through a construction zone before the truck turned west onto Iona Road. The pickup attempted to evade its pursuers by driving through yards and residential properties. A deputy near 25th East and Iona briefly got right behind the truck, but broke off after a short distance when the vehicle became more reckless. The truck then turned back towards Beach's Corner and turned again down the path it had already taken, this time with its headlights off. Officers saw the pickup turn into a neighborhood near Rocky Mountain Middle School. A deputy and Idaho State Police officer located the pickup at Meadow Creek Townhomes. The pickup flew toward the patrol cars, damaging a garage and some other property as it busted through the blockade. Another deputy attempted to ram the truck, but was unsuccessful in stopping the truck from escaping the neighborhood. The pickup returned the way it had come, back up Ammon Road. While traveling through the construction zone, which normally has a speed limit of 25 miles an hour, the truck hit speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour, blowing through lights and intersections. The truck continued on North Yellowstone, eventually attempting to turn onto Rowe Lane. The truck failed to make the turn, and you can see where the pickup laid the grass flat as it drove straight into a canal. It was at this point that deputies and officers were able to take the 13-year-old female driver and her 15-year-old companion into custody.
And so we're happy to get it stopped with no injuries. Even though there's damage to vehicles, we'd rather have that than damage to people. And that there was a very high likelihood that that could have happened given the driving behavior that they were observing.
The 15-year-old boy who was the passenger was released to his parents and is facing potential charges related to the theft of that pickup.
The girl was taken to a detention center in Idaho Falls and is booked now for 2 felony counts of aggravated battery and felony eluding. She also has a misdemeanor charge, 2 of them, for leaving the scene of an accident and joyriding.
A woman now in the hospital this afternoon after her car went off a cliff near the Snake River in American Falls.
The wreck was spotted early yesterday morning by someone passing by in a boat just below Massacre Rocks State Park. Several agencies had to team up to safely get to her. She was eventually rescued and flown to the hospital. The crash is still under investigation.
Brian Kohberger's immediate family will be allowed to stay in the courtroom during his trial, even though they may be called as witnesses.
A judge ruled their testimony expected to be limited and not influenced by what others say in court. The court says their presence doesn't interfere with the fairness of the case.
Kohberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in November of 2022. His trial will begin in August.
An update now on that trailer fire in Archer, Idaho. Firefighters still investigating after one home was destroyed and another damaged.
Neighbors had to be evacuated as flames quickly spread. By the time crews arrived, the first trailer was fully engulfed. Neighbors even tried to use garden hoses to stop the fire from spreading.
The total damage between the 2 trailers is around $100,000.
A warning now coming from Idaho Falls School District 91 after a dangerous trend is going viral on TikTok.
Now, if you can imagine, students across the country have been taking metal objects like paper clips and pens and putting them into USB ports on school devices, trying to start fires or cause damage. And local schools are warning parents to talk to your kids about how serious and dangerous this is.
That's right. In a letter sent to parents, D91 says students caught doing this could be on the hook for the cost of the device, face school discipline, and even criminal charges.
New at noon, Bannock County Courthouse finishing their remodel. The block of North 6th Avenue between East Clark and Center Streets now open as a parking lot. The elections office added an ADA ramp to the main entrance, and the courthouse's ADA entrance was expanded. The courthouse also updated its security and weapons detection. All of the courthouse entrances and parking are open as usual. A ribbon cutting is set for next Friday at noon as we look at the courthouse there today.
Now, some big updates to Pocatello's parks and infrastructure might be on hold for now.
The EPA pulled a $16.4 million grant from the Portneuf River Vision Group this week. The funding was meant for projects like new sewer lines in South Pocatello and stormwater improvements in city parks. The group says it's saddened by this decision and that all remaining and already used funds will be returned.
New at noon, Grand Teton National Park announces plans to improve Moore Monroe.
Yeah, they say these improvements are going to make Moore Monroe safer and more accessible for visitors. The National Park Service is adding a pedestrian and cycling-only area, more parking, more signs, and a visitor building with restrooms.
Some of this work will start this summer, but most of it is going to happen in 2026.
New at the Museum of Idaho, get ready to come face to face with real mummies.
The Museum of Idaho is bringing in Mummies of the World. The exhibition opening May 31st. Now, this is one of the largest collections of real mummies and artifacts ever assembled. The exhibit will run through January 4th, 2026.
New at noon, the Idaho Falls Symphony Youth Orchestras have their spring concert tonight. 3 groups will perform at the Frontier Center for the Performing Arts in Idaho Falls. The concert begins at 7:30. It is free, and there's going to be a lot of talented young people there and music.
Good music, too. The U.S. and the U.K. announcing a trade deal today. President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Keir Starmer says some details still do need to be ironed out, but they do believe this is a first step in growing a more broad pact between the two countries. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said some of the negotiations include the U.K. lowering trade barriers on agricultural products and machinery to the U.S., and Britain can send 100,000 vehicles to the U.S. at a 10% tariff rate. Coming up, one of Idaho Falls' favorite teams sporting a new look. We'll talk about it after the break. Idaho Falls Chuckers will have a new look this season. They revealed their new uniforms along with an updated logo on social media.
Yesterday, the team got together for the first day of camp. The season begins May 19th with the annual game against the Idaho Falls Bandits. Let's check local sports. Here's John Balgini from the Fox Sports Zone, 98.7 FM and 980 AM.
In girls district softball action, sophomore Gracie Longhurst of Bonneville struck out 17 batters, giving up just 3 hits to spark the Bees to a 2-1 extra inning victory over Shelley. Bonneville, the number 4 seed, has beaten both the 1 and 2 seeds and has advanced to today's title game. In other games, Hillcrest eliminated Skyline 7-5. Blackfoot knocked out Idaho Falls 8-6. Then the Broncos eliminated Hillcrest 12-2. Pocatello and Malad also winners in the district tournaments. Former All-State hoopster Isaac Davis of Hillcrest High School is on the move again. Davis is signed with Utah Valley after spending his freshman season at Utah State, where he averaged 2 points a game. The 6'6" Davis earned All-State honors in 3 seasons for the Knights. And finally, the Idaho Falls Chuckers held their first practice, and due to a change in league rules, a very popular Chucker will be back in the lineup this season.
Tyler Wyatt's going to be coming back to the Chuckers this year. Bringing T.Y. back for his 5th season with the Chuckers is absolutely huge for us.
The Chuckers will hold practice 2 o'clock daily at Melaleuca Field. For Fox Radio Sports 98 AM and FM, I'm John Balgini.
Man with a face for radio. Thank you, John. Well, I see you over there, buddy. Warming up around here and clear skies. Breezes this afternoon, 10 to 15 miles an hour. High pressure's in charge. How warm will it be since we've shut off all storms? I'll tell you in the 8-day future track next.
And now your first alert weather.
Great time for you to download that KIFI First Alert Weather app. We're in the 70s to begin with. Winds are light in Pocatello. The temperature trend for the next 12 hours takes us into the mid to upper 70s, and we become a little more mild here as we get toward midnight. But we'll be popping that sunshine around here, and we may pop a shower or thunderstorm. The wind gusts have exceeded 15 miles an hour for a lot of us, 21 there into Pocatello and about 14 into Island Park. But as we ease into more warmth, that will give us that energy to pop more of these showers and storms. Thursday afternoon, that's today, about 4 o'clock here. It gets warmer with the chance of storms there up I-15 and US 20 toward the parks, and we'll have that warm air to be a little bit of an engine for us as we get into tomorrow too. However, not much cloudiness, so there's no moisture out there, but we do see some more showers begin to stack up here. Popcorn variety showers and thunderstorms on into Saturday with some hint of what that warm weather can do. The winds for the afternoon will be brisk there toward Arco, gusting at about 20 plus. Then we get into Friday, things are relatively calm, and then we start really seeing the next move of the weather around here on into late Saturday with showers, storm chances into the evening with maybe 30-mile-an-hour gust into Idaho Falls about 7 p.m. For the rest of the afternoon, winds out of the southwest at about 7 on average, and it will be in the mid to upper 70s down I-15 and US 20. Rexburg, you'll pop about 74. Pair of 6s into Island Park, mid 60s on into Driggs, Victor, and over toward Jackson. It'll be 68 in Soda, low 70s into Arco, and pairs of 7s on into Salmon. We'll see 78 into Pocatello, and it'll be about 77 degrees into Twin. We'll be at 80 degrees for the afternoon if you are headed west. So you probably have an inclination to roll down that window a little bit, or if you have a topless vehicle, a convertible, it's time to bring out the toys, right? And I do want you to be careful if you're thinking about getting into any kind of water this weekend, especially with thunder showers, a possibility, and just the cold temperatures still. We haven't had any 80-degree days yet to really warm that stuff up. Now, we'll tell you Saturday is going to be quite brisk. In Salmon, 88 degrees. That warm air gives us those ingredients, and that next front will cool things down on into Tuesday. Take a look at the future track 8-day for Jackson. Brighter conditions as we get to tomorrow. We got the farmer's market, a little breeze and 77. That's above average now. And then Mother's Day afternoon, we start to see these showers and storms built into the forecast, and the cool down is coming. And some of that may be in the form of thunder and lightning. Pocatello's 8-day, 78 today, bright, and then 82. Probably keep some water with you, the sunscreen, the big hat. I got one of those big hats to work out in the yard, and now it means I have no excuse not to work out in the yard because my girlfriend bought me a big hat. So I can pick up HBO when the wind's right on this thing. I mean, it's a giant hat. You could probably put chips and salsa on the thing. It looks like a big old nacho dish. It'll be 75 and bright for the afternoon in IF. We'll be closer to 80 tomorrow, and then mid-80s for Saturday for the farmer's market. And then we get those shower chances scooting around Mother's Day. Mother's Day begins to get cloudy about brunch time, and you may see a shower into the day. So feed mama lunch inside.
Or get her a donut from Amazing Glaze Donuts. This is Gabby from Wyoming. She is turning 6 years old today. Nancy from Georgetown, 60 years old, and she was over partying at the Kentucky Derby looking fabulous. Dylan, he's from Idaho Falls. He is 2 hands full, 10 years old. Megan from Salmon, happy 47th birthday. And then we got an anniversary. These two lovebirds, Mike and Dana Bonnie, married for 43 years. And they've never had a fight. Scan this QR code to celebrate with 8. Hey, welcome back. In your entertainment news, from Chris Evans facing questions to Mark Hamill's killer competition.
Ashley Dvorkin has the scoop on those stories from Hollywood. Do you drink?
Heavily, it's a point of pride.
Quali takes on Evans. Hamill leads a deadly march, and Carson hosts in the Hollywood Nation. Sophia Carson will take center stage at Netflix To Doom 2025, the live event. The Lifeless star will host the global fan celebration, featuring exclusive sneak previews and surprise performances. There will be special guest appearances from cast members of fan favorite shows and movies, including Happy Gilmore 2, Emily in Paris, Outer Banks, Stranger Things, and Squid Game. The annual presentation will take place at the Los Angeles Kia Forum and stream live May 31st.
Who's ready to win?
Lionsgate brings the Stephen King classic to life in today's First Looks. The dystopian thriller The Long Walk is based on King's 1979 novel of the same name and stars Mark Hamill, Cooper Hoffman, and David Johnson. The story follows a group of young men taking part in an annual contest where they must walk without rest or face instant death. The film journeys into theaters September 12th.
I see a need, and I fill it.
Margaret Qualley targets Chris Evans in the trailer for Honey Don't. The dark comedy features Qualley as a small-town private detective investigating a series of suspicious deaths tied to a local church run by Evans' character. The film will make its world premiere at the Cannes Film Festival this month, followed by its theatrical release August 22nd.
This is God's punishment.
Gretchen Wilson, a.k.a. Pearl, is the winner of Season 13 Fox's The Masked Singer. Now, 4 contestants competed in the finale for the coveted Golden Trophy. None of the judges actually correctly guessed Pearl's identity, but she had a really fun time.
I honestly really loved transforming into Pearl. It gave me an opportunity to just show sides of me that I've never really had that space for. I don't wanna lose your love. So it ended up being so much more than a job or a show.
This season's runner-up was singer-songwriter Andy Grammer, who was the boogie woogie throughout the competition. The U.S. News and World Report state rankings are out, and Idaho takes number 3, third place overall for best places to live. The rankings are determined by weighing several categories, including crime, education, and healthcare.
According to the report, the Gem State ranks 4th in the economy, 8th in fiscal stability, and 9th in crime and corrections. Utah is number 1 for the 3rd year in a row, and New Hampshire is number 2.
Number 2. So we got Utah, New Hampshire, Idaho.
Yeah, and then I think Wyoming's like 20th.
Yeah, 24th.
Okay.
24th on the list, yeah.
And I would love to see that whole list.
You want to analyze it all and go over it?
Okay, so it is on our website.
Yes, the list is on our website.
So I want you to go look at that and the weather page, okay, while you're doing this, and click, 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 all right? So tell us, go find your home state and tell us where it ranked and stuff.
Unless it is Idaho.
Well, yeah, because then you're an Idahomi. But South Carolina, for where I'm originally from, ranked, I think, 40th.
Yeah, in the 40s. Does that surprise you?
Not really.
Yeah?
Not really. I mean, I left and came to Idaho. Boom.
There was a reason for it
It's
all.
a great place to be.
It is a great place
And the weather's going to be gorgeous here for the next several days.
Yes.
Have you purchased your mama's gift?
I actually have. I'm on top of it this
year.
Good.
All right. Well, I feel sure I'm going to be getting a text and I'm going to be told what to do.
From my mama or your mama?
No, I have a maternal unit. It will be my mama.
Oh.
My daddy will probably text me and go, look, don't do this. I already got this for your mother. And many of you that are watching may remember the Ada bead necklaces. That was always big growing up as a kid. We always bought Mom a new bead for her Ada bead.
Oh.
They were gold like jewelry, and you kept adding to them. They'll be shining in the sun if Mother chooses to wear that. It may be a bit old now, probably rusted, has a tetanus flare to it.
Oh, stop
it will be in the upper 80s, if it got wet, upper 80s on into Saturday. We're looking at some showers and a cool down as we get into next week. So don't get too excited about this warm weather. Just make sure you download our apps and come on back here at 5 o'clock as we talk more about the new Pope.